Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to give you another road drive of Nairobi, and is also, an opportunity for me to give you some updates with regard to what we expect to happen to the Uber industry in the next few months that are coming. A lot of you might have seen news about the tax law amendment bill. So I will mention some things that will be happening that will affect the Uber industry. So the Uber industry, I mean the online taxi businesses, and also to some other side of good news. Uber has partnered with Safaricom, and in that case, I will also share you what was discussed and what was agreed. I will share with you, what was discussed and what was agreed, so that you can all stay up to date. But as I tell you those stories, we are still driving from, I would say, from car wash Nipale Sexa Seasons. We will drive all the way to Westlands. Unfortunately, you might not be able to see the road very well because of the sun, because we are facing the sun exactly. But maybe from time to time, the cameraman will show you side by side to see exactly where we are. So let me go back to the story of today. So first of all, I want to let you know that Uber signed an agreement with a partnership agreement with Safaricom, and through that partnership, everybody in Kenya will be able to use the Uber app without requiring data. So moving forward, actually from today is on the 8th of November 2024, everybody, drivers and riders, all clients, anybody who uses Uber applications can now go online and request rides, or for Uber drivers, they can turn on their application for Uber and receive requests without any mobile data. So that for me, it is a very, very significant savings for drivers, and also a very high level kind of convenience, because we all know that some drivers don't buy data every time, like they don't have monthly subscription, so they buy data from maybe 1 hour data or weekly data, and sometimes when data is exhausted, you know how much inconvenience it can cause. The same thing for clients. Some people rely on Wi-Fi at home. So when they leave the house, a lot of them face a lot of inconveniences to try and buy maybe data for 1 hour, data for 2 hours, so that they can request a taxi. And then when that data is exhausted, let's say, and you are in a place where you want to order taxi immediately, then you find it very inconvenient, because it will take you another like 5 minutes for you to purchase that data to be able to make a request for a taxi. So I think that is very good job, very good partnership between Uber and Safaricom. And when I say Uber, I mean Uber only, Uber the company. It is not Uber as to represent the whole taxi industry. In this case, I want to just talk about Uber alone. And really, we need to give credit where they are due, because Uber has done us a good job, especially as Uber drivers, because they have also partnered with Auto Express to subsidize services for cars. So people who are going to do their engine oil change, people who are going to do what? To change their tires, anything that you do at Auto Express, which I would say it is a premium car service company, anything that you go to do there, you are given special rates if you are an Uber registered driver. So, and that has helped us to save a lot of money. So honestly, what I am saying is that we need to appreciate the job that Uber is doing in terms of helping drivers to save some money. The next thing I wanted to discuss today was with regard to the tax amendment bill. I am not a tax advisor, but at least I try to keep myself updated with what is happening. We know that in June this year, Ruto, the president, he withdrew the 2024 finance bill. But again, there is another amendment bill that is coming to the parliament soon this month. And that bill is going to reintroduce a lot of aspects that were contained in the rejected finance bill. And one of those things that will be proposed in this amendment will have to do with what is called the significant economic presence. And by significant economic presence, it will affect any foreign company that has operations in Kenya that offers services or deliver goods or delivers value using technology. So if you have a company that is, there is something happening here, but let's hope there is no fire. I see there is a fire machine here. So I don't know what they are doing there, but yeah. So what I was saying is that the introduction of that bill will affect any company that is in the digital service industry. And that bill, that amendment is targeting to change the, what do we call it? It's a kind of a withholding tax. So it is an amount that every foreign company will be paying to the government. Right now, they are Uber and Bolt and any other digital company is paying 1.5%, so 1.5% of their total revenue. So that is their turnover. Whatever money they collect before tax, before everything, they pay to the government 3%, no 2%. With this amendment, they will be paying 3%. And actually, someone had mentioned 6%, so I need to counter check that figure. So that simply means the tax liability for Uber and Bolt is going to double with regard to the significant economic presence tax. So what will happen? So drivers must keep their eyes open, because Uber and Bolt, they have a historical character of sneaking any of these tax increase to the driver, and also to the, actually not to the driver, but not to the end customer, but actually to the driver. So what they will do, they will say that they have increased the fare of the customer, and out of all the money that the driver is collecting, not all of it is fare. Some bit of it's tax. I don't know how they do those maths, but they say that you can pay 200 shillings as a customer, but Bolt and Uber, they will say out of the 200, only 180 shillings was part of the fare. So 20 was something else that belonged to the government. So they will deduct immediately 20 shillings as Uber, and then out of the 180 shillings, then they will take their commission. So there is a very funny way that these companies have been doing those deductions, and that's why drivers sometimes feel that there is no transparency. I hope we are getting to the point that I am trying to make. So the idea here is, very soon drivers will expect that the amount of money that Bolt and Uber will be taking from them will go high. Bolt might take 22%, Uber might take 25%. But the statement that Uber and Bolt will give is that 25% they are taking is not commission. They will say commission is 20, but 5% is something else that you collected from the customer but was not part of the fare trip, but it is something that you collected for them on behalf of the government. So drivers must keep their eyes very open with regard to that. And again, what I see moving forward is that because this tax will only affect foreign companies operating in Kenya, then local companies will have a very big advantage. So I would expect that if drivers were loyal to homemade companies, moving forward, they must show their loyalty to Retrocab, they must show their loyalty to Faras. Because these are companies that we are not expecting them to be affected by the increase in tax. So at least their commission should stay the same, if not lower. So that is the first thing. So we expect their commissions to stay the same or they should lower it, because we know if Bolt and Uber will not increase their commission, if they continue to operate with their current commission with the increased taxation, it simply means that even Tafaras and Litrocap can survive with a reduced commission. So that is the first thing. The second thing is that drivers must really watch out, because if Uber and Bolt will increase their commission because of this tax measure, Faras and Litrocab, they might also be tempted to play around with the drivers and maybe play the same game, because I have seen there is so much appetite from every digital taxi company to get as biggest commission they can from drivers. So any opportunity they have to increase commission, they will not hesitate. So I am also very keen to look at what Litrocab and Faras will do. In the eye of those increased tax measures, they might hide behind Bolt and Uber to also hike their commissions while they are not being affected by the proposed tax review. So that is what I wanted to discuss with you guys. I hope I have explained it in a way that we can all comprehend. We are not all from the sector of taxation and economic analysis, but it is good that we slightly understand things that will impact us, because I know recently the MD, the managing director of Bolt Kenya, said that if anybody can touch their commission, right now they said they take 18%. She was saying that they were operating at the extreme minimum they can survive on, and if you take a single percent from the commission they take, let's say if you reduce it from 18 to 17, they will run out of business. So I'm expecting that if this tax review is implemented, either Bolt will close because she said they cannot survive with less commission, or they will have to increase their commission, the commission they take from drivers, to continue surviving. So drivers, there's a time to keep yourself informed, keep your eyes open, observe, do maths after every trip when you end, so that you can see whether these companies have started to implement increased commission without communication, because that is something that is very popular with them. They always do those kind of stuff. They never say, you realize later you are making less money, later to realize that tax commission was hiked without your knowledge. So that is the message that I had for you today. So I will end the video here exactly at Pangani. So this is the interchange between Pangani and should be for Wangari Maathai Road. So because I'm going to West T, so it's around 6 in the evening. So I'm going to Westlands for a friend meeting, and then we will have it to discuss another time. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in, and let us continue supporting one another. Until next time, yours truly, Explore 254. Goodbye for now.
You like to